you began on page 9 saying, I would love to help you discover how to escape the concentration camp of your own mind.
Yes.
And become the person you were meant to be.
Free.
I would love to help you experience freedom from the past, freedom from failures and fears, freedom from anger and mistakes, freedom from regret and unresolved grief, and the freedom to enjoy the full, rich feast of life.
Yeah.
We cannot choose to have a life free of hurt, but we can choose to be free, to escape the past, no matter what befalls us, and to embrace the possible.
Yes.
I invite you to make the choice to be free.
Because the more choices we have, the less we be a victim of the past, or even a hostage and a prisoner of the past.
And even you who experienced and survived Auschwitz, who experienced and survived the Death March, all of which we'll talk about later, say we choose to be victims. That victimization is something that happens to us, but we choose to be victims.
Yes.
How so?
Yes, because I am not a victim. It's not my identity. It's what was done to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very important, that it's not my identity, that I'm a whole person who can have joy and passion today rather than living in a past and becoming, unfortunately, a prisoner and a hostage of the past.
And I think this is so important because so often when anyone is traumatized,
Yes.
and you say there's no hierarchy in suffering, so your trauma cannot be compared to someone else's trauma. If it's trauma for you, it's trauma and it's real.
Exactly, because when a woman comes to me and tells me that I was sexually abused, but I don't know how to tell you because you were in Auschwitz, and my answer is, you were more in Auschwitz in a sense than I do because I knew the enemy and you didn't.
That is so powerful.
Isn't it?
Yes, so powerful.
Yes.
So your point is that you can choose to live in the world of calling yourself and then defining yourself as somebody, as a victim, or you can step out of that.
Yes, because you always find a victimizer when you are a victim.
Yes.
And one thing we have to be sensitive of not to blame the victim.
Yes.
Because, you know, mom didn't have a choice. And that's why I'm saying that you cannot be a victim without a victimizer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can blame someone and not take full responsibility.
Well, what I think is so important, so valuable about your story is that you take us into the camps. We get to experience your hunger, your pain, your sorrow, your loss, and yet you come out and write the story in order to do exactly what I just said, to free other people who are in their own concentration camps in their own mind. So it reminds me so much of Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning.
Yes.
Take us back to the day your family is leaving your home,
Yeah.
and your father is standing there
Yes.
looking through the door.